Jose Pessero's side struggled against Sierra Leone, and for the second home match in this group, they've lost the opening goal. 1-10-0 win over Sao Tome won't paint over the problems they appear to be facing. They overturned it match day one, but Guinea-Bissau's coach Kande so far be absolutely delighted with how their system has worked out. Dalcio skipping a turn, and Mama Baldi's on the run again. Well, I'm not sure if that was likely meant more of a cross for Piketty. It did have Ozo slightly flummoxed. It's all smiles on the Jotas bench. Well, Mama Baldi's last goal in Ligue 1 saw him hit double figures in a league season for the first time in his career. although slightly overcast by the fact he received a second yellow card. Making contact with the goalkeeper's head. Not vicious, but certainly dangerous play. Some sent off against Ajaccio with Troyes chasing 2-1 deficit. They would go on to lose that match. Baldi certainly won't want a repeat of that. Iheanacho. Ndidi. Alex Iwobi. Lookman trying to feint, but can't shake Dalcio. Alex Iwobi through. Osimhen somehow makes the ball stick. Iwobi's effort blocked. Frustration. Easy to see Nigeria struggling to create clear chances. Of course, Mendes hasn't had an awful lot to do. Bissau certainly hope no ill sense that Mama Baldi could go off as Jose Pesero takes his complaints to the fourth official. Ahmed Gandur his best to calm the Portuguese, but it's a very glum looking Super Eagles. Still got the rhythm and dance, but they're not given much to cheer on the field here in Abuja. The hope this is just precautionary. They have to defend a corner, currently down to 10. Lookman goes short. Iheanacho. Not much of a plan though. The ball now lifted in high towards Osimhen. Great header back across. Mendes with an easy take. And a quick throw. Switch of play. Fali Kandi able to really push up. Decoy run of Piketty finds the ball, and that is into the side netting. What a chance for Dalcio. They can't believe it. Certainly he can't either. Well, it's a torturous sign. The Glasgow Rangers is part of Pedro Caixinha's failed experiment. Went on to rebuild his career at Milan, Zese, and then in Greece and Cyprus. But Mama Baldi, well enough to just see the eyes popping out the head of some on the staff. And that should have been 2-0 in Dalcio's first ever goal for Guinea-Bissau. Instead, at the other end, Osimhen threatening. Ball nicked away in the nick of time. Mama Baldi back on. Such a strong presence. And just wins the throw to take the pressure off. Well, Nigeria looks stunned. They did eventually turn it around against Sierra Leone before half-time. In fairness, that goal came a lot earlier, just in the 11th minute. This time, Baldi running right through the middle. 29 minutes, nearly 10 minutes later, almost happening again. Dalcio finding opportunities for certain. He had Zoe on his back. He just couldn't lift it into the gaping net, but Osimhen on the spin, trying to get away. He can't find the Lookman as the ball drifts out. So 1-0 here in Abuja. The headline so far, it's for Guinea-Bissau. More than that, it could have been 2. Sitting in and then hitting the space left by Nigeria. Midfield pairing of Alex Iwobi and Wilfred Ndidi struggling against the ×5 of Guinea-Bissau. Osimhen again on the move. Smashed across. Out harmlessly. Hands on hips. Certainly got plenty of firepower on his bench. Terem Moffi amongst the substitutes on red hot form. Stanley Paul Noachu has been able to take the red hot form he shows at Genk. 16 goals in 19 appearances. Yet to score for Southampton in England. Need to do more to get Osimhen into the game. Chukwueze. Osimhen. Lookman tried to play it back, but far too easily read by Bura. Ndidi. Claims for a handball, but even if it did, it was about half a yard away. After Kasama smartly going down. Under pressure from Ndidi. And indeed, just 5 minutes away from the half-time break. Nigeria stunned by the Route 1 delivery service. I saw Mama Baldi charge through, and now they're looking for more. Calvi Bassi caught in no man's land, but they Nkada. Band plays on, but Nigeria look shell-shocked. Creating clear-cut chances they had, Guinea-Bissau on the back foot. They've allowed them to grow into the game. They're really struggling for opportunities. Right, Osai Samuel again popping up into a more midfield role, the fullback. Chukwueze. It's a second chance. Ndidi. Looks a Wobi, but he plays it behind Sanusi. Bassi told to leave it. Through Iwobi. Sanusi sees Lukman dummy and now drive it through, but it's well overcooked. Jonas Mendes will not be in a rush. Though sees that there's plenty of space for Fally Candy. Now the captain over the top, but who's Nigeria desperate for some decision. Again, the ball in between Lukman and Osman. Now look at the charging run of Jesus and Nkada. Gets it. Fullback putting it into a dangerous position, but not the right angle for the on-rushing Alpha Sanedo. Guinea-Bissau might have been defending valiantly before, but now to find some confidence in possession. Oppa Sangeti with that tremendous ball that found Mama Balde through the two centre backs, the heart of the Super Eagles defence. There's Jefferson Nkada trying to catch up. It's a very desperate foul, and he'd likely made up the ground. And really an unnecessary yellow card for the fullback as well. Nkada playing his trade in Egypt, but by our Egyptian referee Mahmoud Albana. Big opportunity for Nigeria to get back into this. In fact, not just the fact that Mahmoud Albana is an Egyptian ref and Nkada plays in Egypt. He actually did book him at the beginning of this month in Farco's 2-1 home win over Al Mokal Loon. So the pair certainly do know each other. That booking also came just before half-time. Didn't end in a goal on that occasion. Nigeria hoped for something different, but with bodies up, he decided to go for a goal. And Lukman said he wanted to bring his Atalanta form to the international scene. Unfortunately, to some degree, he's doing that. He scored in the opening day of the Serie A campaign. He had 11 goals and 2 assists between October and January. And it's just 1 assist and no goals in his last 7. So overall, it's been a great season for him. But he's not coming here along with a number of others, including the captain of the day, Ndidi, finding Chukwueze, not in top form. Nacho as well, struggling to make the ball stick. And the half-time whistle goes. A big half-time teamwork for Jose Pacero. Jonas Mendes, hardly any sweat to wipe off, as Nigeria have struggled to call him into action. A couple of times he's got to the feet of Victor Osimhen. Instead, it's Mama Balde who's the difference maker. His goal in a half an hour has given Guinea-Bissau a lead against Nigeria. Just the second meeting ever between these countries. And the Jurtas could be en route to a famous first ever victory unless the Super Eagles can turn this Group A Matchday 3 match around. So here in Abuja, three-time African champions Nigeria, trailing by a goal to nil. Mama Balde of Troyes with a goal slid under Francois Ozoo. And it could have been two had Dalcio flicked it into what looked to be an empty net after the goalkeeper had hit the deck. But at half-time, Guinea-Bissau with a precious lead. Nigeria with it all to do as they look to ignite and find a way.
Celta Vigo. Let's have a look. The change is finally made. Could be Patrick Bozzo as well, but he's going for fullback. Surely got to be eyed. That would be a like-for-like change. Centre back for centre back. Time running out for the Black Stars. Or is it? That's a fabulous ball from Partey.
Samata gets a shot. Oh, timely block from Halid. Under pressure was Simakula. Needed 2 touches, and even then he couldn't do a clean job. First touch for Simakula. Second touch from him, still didn't do a clean job. 4.5 volley for Samata, but couldn't finish. Well, Davies have elevated emotions. Yes, with football being a game of emotions, of course, Davies tend to have elevated emotions. Now opportunity does well to try and get inside and ask something of Mukoda. And does well does Mukoda. Sullivan with the shots and tested the goalkeeper. Well, outstanding save from Mukoda. Brilliant. I mean, that was fiercely heat, and at that range and the angle, it does go, it cuts into the inside, and he gets one hand, and there's a very strong left hand to pile it out for a corner. Barely gets a touch to it, but brilliant. Will this be the moment? Yassine thinks about the shots, goes outside. Now, but played into the box, and finally they get it, and it's that man, Simon Msuva. He's the right back. He had no business being there, but he got there and got the pass that matters, and got it to that man, Simon Msuva. Just 5 minutes ago, you saw the concern from the coach of the Cranes on the bench. He was screaming. I don't think it was maybe for any form of attack that maybe wasn't happening, but it was just the game. The game, Tanzania was gaining momentum going forward. The chances were beginning to be created, and this one, it's the quality of the run of Msuva to just tap it home. Ball played into the box. Header! Wow, couldn't connect with it. Idea was the best one. Indeed. But Basangwa couldn't get to the end of it. Makulisa hanging.
Keep your community safe anytime, anywhere with 24-hour access to South Africa's largest medical.
It may not be that they would make all the difference. Certainly seeing Gift Orban and Victor Boniface ignored. Players perceived to be out of form and not playing much football. Reintegrated into the starting 11. Certainly doesn't make for happy reading. It's Osimhen who is leading just before the second half gets underway. Team talk. Alfred Ndidi back as captain. It has looked ring rusty, as would you expect, given the tough time he's had at club level. Sat out of Monday's workout. His first appearance of this Afcon qualifying. In and out of the squad through injury or choice. He's only started 4 of the last 10 Premier League matches for Leicester. And you can see why Ahmed Musa was speaking. It's the little and large show heading on. Jose Pesero, seen enough. Moses Simon heading on alongside Paul Manuacho. Nacho, unsurprisingly, heading off. Onuachu hope to bring much more of a presence. Certainly does. If in only height alone, as mentioned, 16 goals in 19 appearances in the Pro League in Belgium with Genk. Has yet to catch fire at Southampton after an €80 million move, but it has to be said, Nathan Jones' short reign, change of manager, hasn't helped him. But Mama Baldi silenced the Abuja Stadium, set up by Opa Sangante. The two you saw there, getting the better together of Francis Ozo. Contract's up in June. Interest from MLS or also France. Interest from MLS or also France flavour for Club Watford MLS behind Daniel Bachmann. That means Azo really claim to the gloves. Couldn't do much about the goal for sure.
Let's have a look.
As mentioned, he has just one cap less than the entirety of the back four, but looking for a fast response. Also a change for Guinea-Bissau. Tony Gomez coming on. Calvin Bassey stepping across Mama Baldi. So Moses Simon also heading on. Hasn't been the best of times at club level with Nantes. He's been looking up a little bit more recently, with the risk of relegation diminishing. Possible chance to try and reclaim the Coupe de France. At the moment, it's focused on the national need. Bassey trots across. Iwobi. Flag up again as Osimhen continues to walk the line. Sliding on the wrong side of it.
Let's have a look.
Making complaints on the sidelines. Struggling to see things go their way. So 56th cap for Moses Simon. It's just an 18th for Paul Onuachu. Simon already seen a fair bit of the ball. Bissau can ill afford to see another cards coming. Swung in. Breaks kindly. Osimhen drives it across. They want a handball. Not going to get it. No. Fury from the stands. Oh, interesting. It did take a moment to make sure, but Wilfred Ndidi is still on the pitch, and yet Moses Simon taking over the captain's armband. certainly not cap superiority. Alex Iwobi, the most capped player on the field. Very rarely do you see captain's armband switch without a player going off. Ball down the line, indeed. Maybe with less pressure, without the armband. Drives it to the box. Just stumbles its way towards the Bissau goalkeeper. They're looking for answers. You can see Lucky. Not a t-shirt worth reading. Certainly nothing lucky about the results so far for Guinea-Bissau. They have been disciplined and dynamic when they've needed to be. Confirmation, Iheanacho heading off alongside Lukman. Simon and losing figure of Onuachu want to try and change the narrative. Bissau going absolutely furious on the sidelines. So far, it's only had 2 competitive matches. That was the opening 2 contests of the group. Lost all 4 of their friendly matches. Captain William Troost Ekong out injured, and we've seen the armband pass at half-time. Joe Aribo among those warming up. Another falling out of favour at club football. Teammate now of Onuachu. Jose Pacero was in charge of Sporting Club when they lost their home UEFA Cup final in Lisbon. CSKA Moscow. His 3rd national job after Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. Mama Baldi caught there, despite being Mama Baldi picking up the booking. A goal, now a card. They're still remaining hopeful. Super Eagles band plays on. It's the team on the pitch that have been playing all the wrong notes. Semi Ajayi heading back from a warm-up. Sure of the West Bromwich Albion defender. He's being prepared for a 22nd cap. Maybe new concerns reaching the sidelines about Kevin Akpoguma. Started 5 of the last 6 Bundesliga games for Hoffenheim. Now might be forced off. A long pause in play. It's not just that Guinea-Bissau could beat Nigeria for the first time in their history. in their second ever meeting. It's the fact that at the moment the Jotas are going top of the group. You can see Mama Baldi certainly had eyes to the ball, but catching Kevinak Poguma on the head, and there has to be real concerns about any kind of head knock. Certainly blooded, and I think that is going to be the end of his day. Mama Baldi makes his apologies, and certainly there was no intent. I think for the players' welfare, he certainly shouldn't be coming back on. Concerned expressions all around the stadium here in Abuja. What a sad way for his 7th cap to finish. On comes for cap 22, Semi Ajayi. Had ligament damage September 2022. 31 minutes in 5 games before 90 minutes 9 days ago in a 1-0 draw against Cardiff, as Ndidi fails to a slighter touch. His first full game since the 27th of August. 7th month gap, given the World Cup's position and how long it's been since the opening matches of this group. It's now 3 caps from the 3 Afcon qualifiers as Dalcio hits the deck but gets nothing for it. Osimhen beats Popa Sangante, then Soreimani, Falikande judged to have got there ahead of the striker, who clearly wants an explanation from the referee. Bundling his way through, power and strength and the pace, but just excellent coverage from Falikande. And certainly not getting the service he's used to in Naples. Good, he slides it agonizingly wide. Not because it was close, because of the reaction you could see in a stressed out Abuja. He had more time to pick a spot. And he scored at least 5 goals in his 4 campaigns with Nantes in Ligue 1. Never been a heavy scorer. Brilliant pick out by Chuk Wese. Moses Simon a long way from getting an 8th international goal. Given away cheaply. Guinea Bissau certainly having a tough task made easier with the performance so far of their hosts. And now Mama Baldi tries to just dig out an attempted goal. All the pace taken off it. Ciro Candy, they focused. Torachu get his head on the ball, direct it goalwards. was animated, but not overly stressed in that first half. But now, a sense of dread as we edge towards the hour mark. What this result would mean. Chukwueze. Some options, but can't get through. Falikandi. Certainly not like Falikandi from a baby. Substitute Tony Gomez. Let's touch again. Tries to find Bura. It's a bit too much of his captain. Kete headed off half time. Flick on into the grateful hands of Jonas Mendes. Be playing club football and certainly doing his chances being Guinea-Bissau's number one, no harm. In particular, Maurice Gomes struggles for a club. Great first time ball, Nigeria in, but it's flicked away by Sorry Mane. Huge opportunity missed. It was the wrong way round. They would have wanted Wilfred Ndidi playing in Osimhen, but in reverse. With the chance going a begging. Dalcio back. Alpha Samiro switches out. Falikandi playing through Baldi, and if he'd been a little bit less punchy with the pass, he might have been through. Chukwueze fires it in, but Sorry Mane has been an absolute giant at the back alongside Opa Sangante. And now there's a break on. Tony Gomez, Baldi up against Calvin Bassey. Next man holds him up. Tony Gomez decides to take it on, but fires well over. The debut for the 24-year-old, currently playing his trade in Azerbaijan with Zira. Never forget there. Osimhen. Well, we were seeing his pass with Ndidi. And we're back to see Jonas Mendes watching with the number 9 in the penalty area. Looked like his most clear-cut chance. I hope to see it back. That's Iwobi. Simon. a chance to deliver. High looping cross. Achu got there first, but could only head it up and over. Jonas Mendes afforded a smile to Opasengante, I think, saying, what am I supposed to do? Did enough to put his body into straight on Achu and stop him getting over it. Jose Becerro feeling so super. Chukwueze always looked like he was going to take the shot on, even though he had other options. 38 appearances in all competitions this season for Villarreal. 22 goal involvements, 11 goals, 11 assists. Nowhere near either of them this evening. Has been rumours of a reunion with Unai Emery at Villa. At the moment, he's looking for an answer for Nigeria. To the edge of the area, Alex Iwobi, and a vital header from Alpha Samedo. Already 10 goals for his country. Guinea-Bissau remain resolute. Chukwueze. Calvin Bassey, at least able to keep it in Nigerian hands. Links with Sanusi. Only win a throw. Back for the screeners of Buro and Alpha Samero have been absolutely rock solid for Guinea-Bissau. Baldi, Dacio to a lesser degree, on the move and able to run in behind and into space. It's proving a perfect tonic against the Super Eagles. Mendes to just eat a few extra seconds. Baldi with a brilliant flick to Dacio. Dacio looks to go in behind, but he was too eager. See exactly along the line, but did certainly look half yard off. So indeed, is indeed ending off. Putting on in his place. Frank Onyeka. Chukwueze. Simen. Then he has Soleimani as his shadow for the match. Frank Onyeka on the books at Brentford, but another one hasn't seen an awful lot of football. €10 million to leave Midtjylland in Denmark summer of 2021, but only 61 minutes played since the end of Qatar 2022 after recovering from a hamstring injury. Coming off for his 10th cap, but it's Moses Simon. Tried to take it his stride, but eventually does pick up. Not sure that he was aiming for Chukwueze, who is going to get a gift from the linesman. Not sure there was an awful lot in that challenge. Does get a free kick. At this point, Nigeria just desperate for a goal. Hopes a top-notch performance long faded away, but they still have the firepower to turn this match around. Chukwueze headed back across. Noachu could only find Guinea-Bissau head, and who else but Soleimani. He was captain of his club, Morense, for 10 of the 21 league games since the turn of the year. Hasn't been quite as joyful, but it's so far been exquisite here in the Abuja pitch. Amabaldi runs into trouble. Substitute gets his first meaningful touch. Onyeka moves down the line. Calvin Bassey. Been all over the place after the corner as Osimhen rises. Onyeka comes in as well. Mendes not happy with the attentions of the Napoli striker. It's all getting a little feisty in the box. It's a tap on the arm from Alpha Semedo. Simon also feeling the strain of a lot of football. All in from Bright, Osei, Samuel. The two going for it. Well, Mendes blaming Osimhen. Striker and goal. Headed by Candy. Once again, smart use of the ball. Brings Guinea-Bissau out. Kasama to Mama Baldi. Talcio just needed to check his run a little bit longer. He might have been in. Well, the keeper's come a long way to get absolutely nowhere. But he's been bailed out by his defender. Osimhen turned his back while the ball was still in play. That just tells you how much frustration is clouding the judgment, not just of the Super Eagles number 9, but all those in white tonight. Chukwueze. Lovely ball to pick out Osei Samuel. Back to Chukwueze. And over. Much better shooting opportunity though. Can't hit the target. To his obvious fury. Great ball in behind. Osimhen was actually fixing his mask as he waited. Turned away. Chukwueze again. Took the option to shoot. They're still waving the flags. Moses Simon and co. struggling just to create clear-cut chances or make a save from Jonas Mendes. Likelihood is you'd expect Nigeria to have enough to qualify, but it certainly continues worries about their chances going deep in competitions again. Three-time African champions Abuja. Not sure what well, you can see now it was a substitute, was allowed on. Heading on for Guinea-Bissau, Jardel. Wait for confirmation of who is headed off. Jardel on for just his second cap. Scores on his debut. As Moses Simon gets to the byline, cuts back, cleared away, and Dalcio with a neat touch. The better ball. First touch for Jardel. Looks like Mama Baldi might have headed off. Yellow card and got his goal. Moses Simon caught by his opposite number on a booking. Fairness, not sure the other two together even would mount to a second yellow, but he is certainly treading close to that, especially for somewhat of a half rugby tackle. Certainly been combative, going forward and back. There's Maraldo da Silva. Jardel for short, plying his trade with Ferenc. 9 goals for the second tier Portuguese side. They're defending here. Cleared again. Fury in the box, it seems, but the break on straight through the middle. That was an absolutely vital interception. Vital from Osea Samuel. Moses Simon. Onuachu. He's going to face some backlash, even if they manage to turn around late. We certainly prefer a victory or even a draw at this point. What will come if they lose out? Jason Nkara stays down. He might have been caught in the head by the cross. The double change in the end, Jorginho being joined by Nanu. Jorginho playing his trade in Bulgaria with Ludogorets. Being a national champion with them, as we see this chance back. Moses Simon lofts it up. Nuachu was coming away from goal, trying to redirect it. There were other options awaiting, and maybe he wasn't the best one. Try telling a striker not to attack that. Just behind him. There's Ajayi, who replaced Kevin Akpoguma after the Bundesliga-based defender Hoffenheim was caught in the head by Mama Baldi and went off blooded. He's now Gino. It's on in place of Dalcio. Moreta Kasama, putting the pressure on. And he winning the battle and the war. Well, he's still in a good mood. I'm not sure that will be replicated amongst the Super Eagles. Guinea-Bissau are surprisingly comfortable here on the road. They could be going top of Group A. What a story that would be. Unless Nigeria could flip the script. Calvin Bassey, Onuachu is trying to outmuscle Opa Sangante. He also had no real chance of catching that ball once it skipped off the turf. Guinea-Bissau looking for a fourth straight Africa Cup of Nations qualification. Never qualified for the World Cup, although they did finish second in their Qatar 2022 qualifying group. They're stuck with Morocco, who won 6 from 6. Obviously much tougher, but the increased visibility and opportunities coming from an expanded World Cup could help countries like Guinea-Bissau as they now look to put the dagger into the heart of the Super Eagles. Moreta Kasama, he might be offside. They just let a very welcoming opportunity slip to the wayside. Trying to go around, and Moreta Kasama showed his frustration as he released the ball, realising where he'd actually gone. Lifted in. Nuachu, Osimhen moving a pest, not winning out. Iwobi, Nigeria trying to keep the pressure on. Chukwueze does manage to catch it, just plays it off Fali Kande. And then picks out Tony Gomez. Lovely little dummy and feint. But wonderful from Bright Osai Samuel to win the duel. And then find a great ball. Onuachu. Chukwueze lifts it high. Too high. Well, he's not looking like the player with 11 goals and 11 assists for Villarreal. He's not been close to either. His frustration grows. Well, he's been one of the rare bright sparks as the name would suggest, so say Samuel. Just feeling the effects. Not the first player feeling some cramp. Nervous on the sidelines. Jose Cerro. Need to send on another change. 4 changes so far. Simon Onuachu, Ajayi enforced, and Onyeka headed on. None of yet really made a telling contribution. Osimhen crowded out, maybe trying to force the issue. Jay. Well, the noise in the crowd tells its own story. Running out of time. And the final throw of the dice is the record cap holder, Ahmed Musa. Well, can he silence the doubters as Chukwueze takes a chunk out of the turf? So Ahmed Musa on for cap number 108. Has not been without controversy, and Terry Moffi must be sitting on the bench wondering what he's got to do to get a place on the field. It will be. And there are others, certainly, the Super Eagles, who might think the same. Could Musa silence them all? He trots towards the box just behind Osimhen and Onuachu. Ball whipped in, headed away from Fali Kandi. Guinea-Bissau so close to a famous victory, and more importantly, top of the group. They would surely think with 7 points after 3 games, with a Sao Tome fixture still to come, a sense that a 4th straight Afcon will be beckoning, and the desperation levels look to be topped off when you see strikes from distance. Well, Musa, the 3rd man tonight to wear the armband. Ball bounces off Osimhen, fights hard for it. Moses Simon, brilliant challenge from Bura. Guinea-Bissau captain desperately getting himself in the way as the Nigerian players are bickering between themselves. Nigeria with a minute plus stoppage time to at least he gets his head to it. Onuachu can neither create a dangerous effort nor a link with a teammate. Acero running out of patience. Most importantly, he's running out of time. 5 minutes additional. We've almost played a minute of that. Bissau, say anywhere will do, but they've not really been under the cosh other than the opening 10-15 minutes. Since then, they've been the better team, but they've still got a long way to go. It will feel, and the ball's broken kindly. Well, the whistle's gone. Handball. Well, he points to the guilty party, Onuachu. Osimhen left bemused. Ball in by Sanusi. Not quite sure where the handball's happened. It's been thumped off him from a yard by Mopa Sangante. In fairness, it did break for the defender he was going to clear. Third on the trot. Unless they can find late salvation. The referee's whistle remains silent. Little nutmeg, and then does brilliantly to break away. The substitute Nanu. Long for Nkada. They can't keep it going. Guinea-Bissau going to hold on for a famous victory. Musa. It bounces off Ajayi. And Guinea-Bissau are ever so close. Well, Jonas Mendes his last competitive match for the country was that 1-0 defeat in the opening game of their Africa Cup of Nations. Well, only for that goal-saving challenge from Onyeka of Guinea-Bissau not put a cherry on top. Great chance for Jorginho. Actually, a judge to run it out. Nigeria go long. Osimhen tries to link with Onuachu. Looks like a player lacking game time and form. Could be said about a number of the Super Eagles. Musa beaten to it by the debutant Tony Gomez. What a first cap for your country. Last chance saloon for Nigeria. Iwobi. Ahmed Musa delivers deep. Moses Simon at the back post. I think the ball was already out. It looks like a Guinea-Bissau party is about to start. It may be accompanied by boos, but it'll be a famous victory for Guinea-Bissau. They've only ever played Nigeria once, and they lost that 2-0 in the group stage of the last edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. But on Super Eagle soil, the Jutas have come here and conquered Abuja, and not only beaten Nigeria for the first time in their history, but more importantly, it's a massive step towards a 4th straight Africa Cup of Nations. They are top of Group A in stunning fashion. Opa Sangante with a long, angled but hopeful ball, but it split the centre-backs of Calvin Bassey and Kevin Akpoguma, and the movement and power of Mama Baldi was perfectly matched by an ice-cool finish under Francis Ozo. Nigeria stunned. Guinea-Bissau living a dream. Well, just 31.6.
Rather animated is Jean-Louis Gasset. Kessier looks to badly affected ultimately.